Previously, we've discussed Dr. Faustus when he met the Pope for the first time, huh? And we expected that Dr. Faustus, as a scholar, would meet the man face to face, correct? A scholar meeting the Pope, a scholar meeting the minister of Christ himself. So we thought that they're gonna perhaps sit together and argue about things, but on the contrary, Dr. Faustus chose to, make himself invisible, and he acted like a clown. And we do remember that that was a tragic scene that involved dark comedy. Then we moved to Rafe and Robin, and we continued scene 8 now. In scene 9, again we are reminded that after scene 5, after signing the deed, Dr. Faustus enters a state of degradation and deviation, and he continues that path. Now we have Dr. Faustus meeting the emperor. Of course, there is a chorus before that, Wagner. He's gonna, prep the set for us, the settings, and he would show us again that time is passing. So, chorus 3, enter Wagner. When Faustus had with pleasure ta'en the view of rarest things, and royal courts of kings, he stayed his course, and so returned home, where such as bear his absence but with grief, I mean his friends and nearest companions, did gratulate his safety with kind words. And in their conference of what befell, touching his journey through the world and air, they put forth questions of astrology, which Faustus answered with such learned skill. As they admired and wondered at his wit, now was his fame spread forth in every land. Amongst the rest, the emperor is one, Corlys V, at whose palace now Faustus is feasted amongst his noblemen. What there he did in trial of his art, I leave untold, your eyes shall see performed. And he exits. Now, the chorus is telling us that Dr. Faustus returned home. His friends were happy about it, and they started, because they're scholars, they started questioning him about astrology, and he started answering them. He became very famous in practicing magic, and one of his fans is Corlys V, the emperor. Now, we do remember what Dr. Faustus said about the emperor in scene 1 and 3, right? He didn't like the emperor at all. He wanted to be the emperor. He wanted to be the king of kings, correct? And he wanted to kick the Prince of Parma out of line. So basically, he hated all the rulers of the country of Germany. We'll see now how Dr. Faustus will deal with such character, the emperor. Enter Emperor Faustus and a knight with attendants. This is the emperor speaking. Master Dr. Faustus, I have heard strange report of thy knowledge in the black art, how that none in my empire nor in the whole world can compare with thee for the rare effects of magic. They say thou hast a familiar spirit, by whom thou canst accomplish what thou list. This, therefore, is my request, that thou let me see some proof of thy skill, that mine eyes may be witnesses to confirm what mine ears have heard reported. And here I swear to thee, by the honor of mine imperial crown, that whatever thou dost, thou shalt be in no ways prejudiced or undamaged. Now, the emperor tells him that I've heard a lot about you, and they say that you have a spirit that would accomplish whatever you want, okay? And I want to see a proof of that. And I swear to you, you will not be harmed in any way. Now, why would he swear to Dr. Faustus that he will not be harmed? What do you think? This is the 16th century. And even before that, Dr. Faustus is said to have lived in the 12th century. So,
because religion seems to be
yeah, it's forbidden to practice magic, correct? So what would they do if they ever caught a magician?
maybe they will burn him.
Exactly. If you practice magic, you will be burnt alive. This is the case. But the emperor guarantees Dr. Faustus' safety. You got it? Then. Now we have a knight, and this knight is giving us asides. You know what an aside is? An aside is when one of the characters speak to the audience directly, as if the other characters can't hear him.
Making the fourth wall?
Kinda. So when this knight speaks and there is the word aside beside him, it means that he's, moving himself towards the audience and he's speaking to them, as if Dr. Faustus and the others cannot hear him. I faith he looks much like a conjurer. He looks like a trickster. Now, I want you to pay a very close attention to the way Dr. Faustus responds to the emperor. Keep your eyes on the language itself. My gracious sovereign, though I must confess myself far inferior to the report men have published, and nothing answerable to the honor of your imperial majesty. Yet for that love and duty. Now remember how he spoke about the emperor in scene 1 and 3. Binds me thereunto, I am content to do whatsoever your majesty shall command me. Dr. Faustus is mitigating himself. He's very small in front of the emperor. What you shall command me. He's a servant. Then Dr. Faustus, mark what I shall say. As I was sometimes solitary set within my closet, sundry thoughts arose about the honor of my ancestors. How they had won by prowess such exploits, got such riches, subdued so many kingdoms, as we that do succeed, or they that shall hereafter possess our throne, shall, I fear me, never attain to that degree of high renown and great authority, amongst which king is Alexander the Great, chief spectacle of the world's preeminence. Now, the emperor speaks about Alexander the Great, the great king or the only king who subdued the entire ancient world. He was truly the king of kings. He became the king of kings and then he turned 30. This is how great he was, okay? And he tells him that none of my ancestors, not me, not even the ones who will come after me, will be as great as him. Now, let's listen to the request. The bright shining of whose glorious acts lightens the world with his reflecting beams, as when I hear but motion made of him, it grieves my soul, I never saw the man. If therefore thou by cunning of thine art canst raise this man from hollow vaults below, where lies entombed this famous conqueror, and bring with him his beauteous paramour, both in the right shapes, gestures, and attire they used to wear during their time of life, thou shalt both satisfy my just desire and give me cause to praise thee whilst I live. So the emperor asks Dr. Faustus to raise the man from death and bring with him his wife, Roxana of Babylon, okay? So he can see them.
With their attire.
Exactly the way they lived, the way they dressed, in every bit of details. Okay? This is his request. Now, who can raise the dead?
God.
God, only God. And Dr. Faustus wanted to be what? Godlike. So, by logic, if he got what he wanted, now he can raise the dead, right? We'll see. My gracious Lord, I am ready to accomplish your request, so far forth as by art and power of my spirit I am able to perform. Aside, I faith that's just nothing at all. But if it like your grace, it is not in my ability. Again, it is not in my ability. One more time. It is not in my ability. I need you to underline this. To present before your eyes the true substantial bodies of those two deceased princesses, which long since are consumed to dust. I can't bring them back. So, Dr. Faustus is not able to bring the dead. Dr. Faustus is not a godlike. So, Dr. Faustus is telling us in an indirect way that he failed to accomplish what he wanted at the beginning. Mو صح? Yeah. Aside, I, Mary, Master Doctor, now there's a sign of grace in you when you will confess the truth. But such spirits as can lively resemble Alexander and his paramour shall appear before your grace in the manner that they best lived in their most flourishing estate, which I doubt not shall sufficiently content your imperial majesty. I will bring spirits that will resemble Alexander and Roxana. Do you remember the wife scene? He'll do the same. He will bring devils in the shape of Alexander and his wife. So again, it's a trick. Go to, Master Doctor, let me see them presently. Now, the knight speaks now to Dr. Faustus. This is not an aside. Do you hear, Master Doctor? You bring Alexander and his paramour before the emperor. How then, sir? I faith that's as true as Diana turned me to a stag. No, sir, but when Actaeon died, he left the horns for you. Mephistopheles, begone, exit Mephistopheles. Nay, and you go to conjuring, I'll be gone, exit knight. Now, the knight tries to mock Dr. Faustus in a very clever way. He tells him that what you will do is as true as Diana turned me into a stag. Now, you might wonder who Diana is. Diana is a Greek goddess in Greek mythology. She's a goddess of the forest. And there's a story behind her and Actaeon. As a goddess of the forest, she was in one of the forests and she was having a bath in a lake with her nymphs. You know, every goddess has her own nymphs. And she was swimming naked. And Actaeon was a hunter who used big hounds. You know what a hound is? A hound is a hunting dog. And he came across Diana and saw her bathing in the lake. So instead of turning around and going away, he hid among the bushes and kept looking at her. And she noticed him, so she cursed him and turned him into a stag. You know, that big deer with great horns? Yeah. And when she turned him into a stag, his hounds hunted him and ate him. Okay? And Dr. Faustus tells him to the knight, he tells the knight, when Actaeon died, he left the horns for you. And the knight leaves. We'll see what will happen to the knight. I'll meet with you anon for interrupting me so. Here they are, my gracious lord. Enter Mephistopheles with Alexander and his paramour. Master Doctor, I heard this lady, while she lived, had a wart or a mole on her neck. How shall I know whether it be so or no? Your Highness may boldly go and see. The Emperor examines the lady's neck. Sure, these are no spirits, but the true substantial bodies of those two deceased princesses. Now, they are so real that the Emperor thinks that these are the real bodies of Alexander and Roxana. Exit Alexander and his paramour. Will it please your Highness now to send for the knight that was so pleasant with me here of late? One of you call him forth. Enter the knight with a pair of horns on his head. How now, Sir Knight? Why, I had thought thou hadst been a bachelor. I thought you were single. But now I see thou hast a wife that not only gives thee horns, but makes thee wear them. Feel on thy head. And yes, it is the same concept that we have today. A man with horns is, yeah. Though damned wretch and execrable dog, bred in the concave of some monstrous rock, how darest thou thus abuse a gentleman? Villain, I say, undo what thou hast done. Oh, not so fast, sir, there is no haste but good. Are you remembered how you crossed me in my conference with the Emperor? I think I have met with you for it. Good Master Doctor, at my entreaty, release him. He hath done penance sufficient. You know, you've punished him enough. And this is probably the most hurting speech one of the most hurting speeches of Dr. Faustus. My gracious Lord, not so much for the injury you offered me here in your presence, not so much for the injury. So for what? As to delight you with some mirth. So it's not for his dignity, it's not for his pride, it is not for, hi, come on in. It's not for his character. It's for what? To make the emperor laugh. To make the emperor happy. So what does that tell us? What is Dr. Faustus right now? He's a clown. He's a clown. He's so degraded that he does not care about his dignity and he does not care about his face. He cares only for the pleasure of the emperor. Now, we do remember Dr. Faustus before, and we compare him to Dr. Faustus now, and we see how this character is falling down. Hath Faustus worthily requited this injurious knight, which being all I desire, I am content to release him of his horns, and Sir Knight, hereafter speak well of scholars, Mephistopheles, transform him straight. Now, my good lord, having done my duty, I humbly, this is Dr. Faustus speaking, huh? I humbly take my leave. Farewell, Master Doctor, yet before you go, accept from me a bounteous reward, and exits the emperor. Now, Mephistopheles, the restless course that time doth run with calm and silent foot, shortening my days and thread of vital life, call for the payment of my latest years. Therefore, sweet Mephistopheles, let us make haste to Wittenberg. You know, if you know that your end is coming, then you start to make everything so fast, right? What? Will you go on horseback or on foot? Nay, till I am past this fair and pleasant green, I'll walk on foot. Now he wants to do things fast because, you know, time is running. He's got a really short time to live, but still, till I pass this green field, I'll walk on foot. Why? Now he said that time is running very fast. He needs to be quick. He wants to go back to Wittenberg really quick. But at the same time, he said, till I pass this green field, I'll walk on foot. So he'll walk slowly.
Maybe the green field here resembles heaven?
Exactly. Well done. It's something that resembles heaven or heaven-like. So he wants to, you know, enjoy that short walk. Yeah, because he knows he's gonna die and he's never gonna see heaven again. Right? Yeah. Okay, so that was scene 9. Let's move now to scene 10, but before that, let me check if we forgot any of what we've discussed, you know. See, we always have Dr. Faustus before. He wanted to be a godlike, free his homeland, unify Germany, take care of scholars, give money to people. But now, he's in the service of kings, correct? He provides entertainment. He's a clown. He's a man of no dignity or morals. Basically, he's a slave.
How can be a man such a pride like Dr. Faustus become in this level?
Oh, because he signed the deed with the devil.
I know he signed the deed, but he wants to be a godlike. So he must be in another level like pride. So why did in scene 9 call the
he was deceived. He was deceived. And he said it clearly, oh, thou art deceived. Never think that the devil will do you good. The devil will never do you good. There's always something behind, something bad behind it. Okay? And this is what we can see clearly in Dr. Faustus. Yet Dr. Faustus himself cannot see it. He does not feel that he's going down. We say it clearly, but he does not. He still thinks that he is the same great scholar. Pay attention. What did he say to the knight? Speak well of scholars. He still thinks himself to be a great scholar. But we who can see the great picture, the bigger picture, we can see clearly that Dr. Faustus is not the same man before the deed. Because if he was, he would have met with the Pope face to face. If he was, he wouldn't go to the emperor at all because he considers the emperor as an enemy, right? But because he became a degraded character without sensing it, okay, we see how he declines. That is why we call it a degraded character. We can see the fall of the character. He cannot see the fall of himself, but we can clearly see the fall of the character. Got it? Scene 10, as usual, is a comic scene, correct? And usually in comic scenes, we see flat characters reflecting some topics or subjects that happened in the tragic scenes. But not this one. In this scene, which is comic, for the first time, we will see a main character, a complex, round character, which is Dr. Faustus, involved in a comic scene. And that represents probably the top of deviation, the top of degradation. Now we see him crash, rock bottom, because he's going to deal with clowns, with fools. We see him completely turn into not just a clown, but a harmful figure, a bad man. Okay? Now you might smile, you might even laugh, but then you remember, it's Dr. Faustus. It is the man of high goals and achievements, the man who wanted to become a godlike, the man who wanted to save people, to fill the schools with silk. And you see how he treats poor people now. And you're gonna feel a lot of bitterness. Let's see. Scene 10. Enter to them a horse courser. Now this is a very simple man with a very simple language. I have been all this day seeking one Master Phocion. Mass, see where he is. God save you, Master Doctor. What? Horse courser, you are well met. Do you hear, sir? I have brought you $40 for your horse. I cannot sell him so. If thou likest him for 50, take him. Alas, sir, I have no more. I pray you, speak for me. He's addressing Mephistopheles. Apparently, Mephistopheles is, is a parent in this scene. I pray you, let him have him. He is an honest fellow, and he has a great charge, neither wife nor child. Really, this is Mephistopheles speaking, vouching for the man. Weird, huh? We'll see what will happen. And if you pay attention, close attention, you will notice something in this conversation between the horse courser and Dr. Faustus. What is it? Okay, have you noticed that Dr. Faustus is bargaining? The horse courser, he paid 40. Dr. Faustus wants 50. So he bargains for the horse, but he never bargained for his soul. See? He offered his soul, exactly. Well, come give me your money, my boy will deliver him to you. But I must tell you one thing before you have him. Ride him not into the water at any hand. Why, sir, will he not drink of all waters? Oh yes, he will drink of all waters, but ride him not into the water. Ride him over hedge or ditch, or where thou wilt, but not into the water. Well, sir, now am I made man forever. I'll not leave my horse for 40. If he had but the quality of hey ding ding, I'll make a brave living on him. He has a buttock as silk as an eel. Well, God by, sir, your boy will deliver him me. But hark ye, sir, if my horse be sick or ill at ease, if I bring his water to you, you'll tell me what it is. Exit horse courser. Now, the horse courser, being a simple man, unintentionally, he insulted Dr. Faustus. Because he's a doctor, so the man, a simple man would think that Dr. Faustus is a doctor for both man and animal. So he tells him, if my horse gets sick, I'll bring his waters to you. Away, you villain! What dost think I am, a horse doctor? What art thou, Faustus, but a man condemned to die? Thy fatal time doth draw to final end. Now, Dr. Faustus speaks, of death these days more often than usual. Despair doth drive distrust unto my thoughts. Confound these passions with a quiet sleep. Tush, Christ did call the thief upon the cross. Then rest thee, Faustus, quiet in conceit. Sleep in his chair. Now, he mentions something of importance here. Christ did call upon the thief upon the cross, or did call on the thief upon the cross. In the biblical stories, when Jesus Christ was crucified, they crucified two thieves with him, one on the right and one on the left. So at the final moments, when one of the thieves was about to die, Jesus Christ looked to that thief and said, I forgive you. So they say that this thief, in the last moment, entered heaven. What is it?
He said to him, you will meet me in paradise.
Something like that. Something. Oh, you are forgiven. So in the last moment, he went to heaven. So Dr. Faustus here, he's convincing himself that there is still time, that maybe at the last moment he would repent. Okay, so Christ did call upon the thief, did call on the thief upon the cross. So there is still time. So let me sleep a bit. Okay, he's trying to reconciliate himself. He's comforting himself. Enter horse courser, all wet, crying. Alas, alas, Dr. Faustus, quither, Mass Dr. Lupus was never such a doctor. He has given me a purgation, has purged me of $40. I shall never see them more. But yet, like an ass as I was, I would not be ruled by him, for he bade me I should ride him into no water. Now, I thinking my horse had some rare quality that he would not have had me known of, I, like a venturous youth, rid him into the deep pond at the town's end. I was no sooner in the middle of the pond, but my horse vanished away, and I sat upon a bottle of hay. Never so near drowning in my life, but I'll seek out my doctor and have my $40 again, or I'll make it the dearest horse. Oh, yonder is his snipper snapper. Do you hear? You hay pass, where's your master? So, because Dr. Faustus told the man that never ride him into the water, he thought that Dr. Faustus is hiding some good qualities of the horse. So he took it to the pond. And then when the horse entered into the water, it vanished and it changed into a bottle of hay. So the man is back to have his money. Why, sir, what would you? You cannot speak with him. But I will speak with him. Why, he's fast asleep. Come some other time. I'll speak with him now, or I'll break his glass windows about his ears. He means his eyeglasses. I'll tell thee he has not slept this 8 nights. And that tells them something. Dr. Faustus hasn't slept because he's afraid, because time is about to end. And he has not slept this 8 weeks, I'll speak with, and he has not slept this 8 weeks, I'll speak with him. See where he is, fast asleep. Aye, this is he. God save ya, Master Doctor, Master Doctor, Master Dr. Faustus, $40 for a barrel of hay. Why thou seest he hears thee not? Hollows in his ear. So ho ho. No, will you not wake? I'll make you wake before I go. Pull him by the leg and pull it away. He pulls Dr. Faustus by the leg and the entire leg comes off. Okay? Alas, I am undone. What shall I do? Oh, my leg, help Mephistopheles. Call the officers, my leg. Come, villain, to the constable. Oh, Lord, sir, let me go, and I'll give you $40 more. Where be they? I have none about me. Come to my ostry, and I'll give them you. Begone quickly. Horse courser runs away. What? Is he gone? Farewell he. Faustus has his leg again, and the horse courser, I take it, a bottle of hay for his labor. Well, this trick shall cost him $40 more. So he used a magical trick to frighten the man and rob him not only $40, but $40 more. This is the act of a villain. This is the act of a demon. Correct? Now, Dr. Faustus is probably completely a villainous character, dealing with fools. Enter Wagner. How now, Wagner? What is the news with thee? Sir, the Duke of Vanholt doth earnestly entreat your company. The Duke of Vanholt, an honorable gentleman, to whom I must be no naggard of my cunning. Come, Mephistopheles, let's away to him. And they exit. So yes, Dr. Faustus participates in a comic scene. Dr. Faustus is degraded and deviated to the extent of dealing with these simple characters. Dr. Faustus aims now to harm simple people, the people who he vowed will protect. This is how villainous he became. Yeah. So again, we make this comparison between Dr. Faustus before signing the deed and how great and how marvelous this character was, you know, a dreaming character, a character with dignity, a character with huge and beautiful and noble goals. Now we have this character that deals with fools, essentially. And yes, it might be a bit comic, but then when you remember that this is the great man that we spoke about in scene 1 and 3 and even in scene 5, you feel bitterness in your heart. You feel sorrow for him, right? But he deserves, all what will happen to him. Okay, so now we're done with scene 10. Please prepare scene 11, 12, and 13 for the next lecture in order to finish and wrap up the play. With this, we've come to the end of our lecture. Thank you very much indeed, and class dismissed.